Welcome to Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast with your host, Anthony Stevens, right here out of the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Welcome to season number 5, episode number 8. I'm so excited to be with you on this beautiful, beautiful fall Monday right here in the city of Buffalo. Again, happy Veterans Day to all of our veterans who served in the military. I want to take this time to thank you for all you've done for America. We do appreciate your service to America. We can't forget your hard work and dedication to our world. Thank you to all the veterans all over the world, wherever my voice may be heard. Thank you for your support to this country and this world. Also, we want to take a moment to thank all the people who are still serving in the military. We want to just take time to appreciate you as you are serving this country. We don't want to forget about you. You are still serving our country, and we want to remember you again on this day that we set aside to celebrate our veterans. Again, I want to appreciate all of our veterans. Again, thank you for joining us here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. We want to thank our sponsors. If it wasn't for you, there would be no podcast. Thank you again for your acts of kindness and generosity toward this podcast show. If this is your very first time joining us right here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast, why don't you give yourselves a round of applause? We thank you so very much for joining us right here on Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. Again, ladies and gentlemen, before we get into the episode, at the end of the podcast, we're going to share information on how you can connect up with us on all of our social media listening platforms, our Patreon, our online merch, and the ways to give. We're going to give that information. Also, that information that we're going to give will be provided in this video that you're watching on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You will be able to connect up with us and become a part of the movement. Ladies and gentlemen, across the world, Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast has a movement going on. And all the people and supporters out there who support us each and every week, again, we want to thank you from the bottom of our heart. Also, we like to thank Anchor, Spotify, and now Riverside for putting out 508 episodes. If it wasn't for our major sponsors, we would not be here at this time. If you're joining us on Facebook, please, ma'am, and please, sir, help us with stars. It helps us build up this platform. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we have an amazing platform, and we need each and every one of your support that are supporting us around the world. All you have to do is help us with stars. I want to take this moment to appreciate everybody, all of the countries that are joining us, all of the cities that are joining us. We welcome you with open arms here at Let's Talk About It Buffalo podcast. Today, while I was sitting down and I was thinking about what I want to do in the show today and what I want to talk about today, I just want to take a moment on this YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I want to encourage all of the people out there, no matter what is going on around us, we must trust God. Let me just say this. Whatever is going on around us, we must trust God. God is our only hope and our solution to whatever problems that are facing us. There may be some religious people that are watching it. You may not be, but we must trust in God. trust in the higher power, and that's God. Many times in life, we face difficulty. Difficulty will come because we face it on a day-to-day basis. But I want to share the moment, I want to share the movement with the world that we can live peacefully amongst each other. No matter what, let's trust God for whatever we're going through and whatever we need. Again, ladies and gentlemen, what a beautiful autumn day it is here in Western New York. Hats go off to the Buffalo Bills. On yesterday, they defeated the Indianapolis Colts 30-20. I was so happy with the Buffalo win. As you can see, I do have my Buffalo Bills hoodie on because I represent the beautiful city that I live in, Buffalo, New York, and we see that Buffalo is climbing up the ladder. We just want to thank them for the win on yesterday. Oh, what a beautiful game it was on yesterday. Even though it was raining and some areas it was cold, but the Buffalo Bills did a good job and got a good win on yesterday. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy to celebrate many of you that are celebrating birthdays, wedding anniversaries. Maybe you're celebrating a job promotion. Again, I want to celebrate you today along with our veterans to let you know we are thinking of you on this day right now. I'm just so happy that you are connecting up with us on all of our platforms. And I can't say I'm just so overwhelmed of the messages that we receive on every social media. I just tell you, thank you for those who are following us. We're on the road to 2 million followers. So I need you to do that. Please, ma'am, and please, sir, help us as we level up in this podcast as God has given us to do. Today has been a day of just reflecting just on life itself. I want to talk about that today. Just reflecting on life, the importance of our lives and what we're getting ready to face in days to come, in months to come. You look around the world, everybody has their opinion on who should be president, but it's all in God's hand for our world to become better. As I've been sitting around and listening to various people talk, listen to various people talk, it's just amazing the things that are taking place, but we have something that we can live for, that we can wake up every single day before we even put our feet on the ground. I'm going to say this, to give God thanks for what we already have. It's amazing to just give thanks for what God has allowed us to have. Just think about this for a moment as we're talking today, as we're sharing in this podcast show. There are many people that don't have what we have. But because God has given it to us, and because God is so good, that He's not going to let us go without. As we celebrate Veterans Day, we understand that many of the veterans who served in the military served this country proudly. They served this country proudly. But the amazing thing about it was that they didn't give up, they didn't quit. They served this country well, even in death. They served the country well, even in death. And there are some of those veterans that are still living, that we take time and we appreciate them. Without them, we could not have a strong military. These people did what they needed to do to change the lives of others, to bring hope to our families, and to bring victory to our country. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get away from the negative and move to the positive. And this season number 5, episode number 8, is very important to me because we need to draw closer together. Instead of us drawing apart, we need to draw closer together. Together we can make the world a better place. We can make the world a better place. It takes you and it takes me to make the world a better place. Just think about everything that's going on in our city, in our country, even in the world. Just think about all of the things that's getting ready to happen right now that we have no control over. We don't know when tomorrow ends, but we are preparing for tomorrow. We don't know when tomorrow ends, but we are preparing for tomorrow. There was a story I want to share with you very quickly that Jesus told his disciples, take nothing for tomorrow. He wanted them to know that tomorrow is not promised, but take for today, right now. Take what you need for today, because tomorrow is not even promised. He was letting them know that we may not see tomorrow, but what I want you to do is get yourself prepared for tomorrow. Just think about this as I finish up this podcast today. Just have a few minutes left to share. Just think about where you are right now. Think about where you are right now in life. Are you satisfied with the life that you are living? Now, if you are joining us on WordPress.com, that is the question for today. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? You can also message us and leave messages on all of our social media platforms, from Facebook to Instagram and Twitter. Also, you can leave your comments right here on YouTube. I want to hear from you. Are you satisfied with the life that you're living right now? If there's anything in life that you want to change, now there's two parts to this question. Are you satisfied with the life you're living? But here's the other part to this question. If there's one thing that you can change in the world, what would it be? Are you satisfied with the life you're living? And if there's one thing in the world that you can change, what would it be? Because let me just say this. There are many folks who feel out of place right now. Maybe feeling bad because of decision making. Maybe feeling bad because you chose something else and you didn't wait for the right answer. The reason why I gave these questions and the reason why I posted this question is to see what my family and friends, those who are watching around the world, feel about life right now. Are you happy with the life that you're living? And if you have one thing in mind that you wanted to change, what would it be? Just think about this for a second. As you're watching me right now by Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube, I want to share this impact series with you. I want to talk about this week. I want to talk to you about life. That's going to be our series this week, about life, the importance of a healthy life. It's very important, my brothers and my sisters, that we have a healthy life. There's no room, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this. There's no room for jealousy, envy, or strife. We must come together and help our brothers and sisters, because we never know when the end will come. And I always tell people, we all have to stand before God. You may be the nicest person in the world. You may be that person that give the shirt off your back. But we must stand before God. My podcast is something that's very inspirational. And I give this message to the world because I want you to think about your life right now, the importance of it. In these next few days, as we ponder this series and ponder this podcast show, I want to know where you are right now. Are you satisfied with it? And many of the questions are, no, I'm not satisfied with the life I'm living. But I got to make it work, because if I don't, I'll lose everything. Just think about this, about your life right now, where you are right now. Where you are right now. If you are joining me by Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, again, I want to thank you. If you're joining us on YouTube, thank you so very much. For those who are subscribing to this channel, all you got to do right now is go click on the red button down below, subscribe, like, and comment. Turn on your notification bells that you know when we upload more video. We want you to be able to hear us and be a part of the movement that is taking place right here from the beautiful city of Buffalo, New York, the city of good neighbors. Again, I am your host, Anthony Stevens, and thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us. I trust that I said something that will touch your life. Again, all of our information is in the description of this video right now. Also, if you're joining us on WordPress.com, thank you. We see the messages coming in on WordPress.com. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your 100% support on WordPress.com. I can't say it enough. Thank you. Your 100% support there is definitely needed. Also, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, we need you to go and follow us. If you're not following us on Spotify, you can do that right now by downloading the app to your mobile device. It only takes a few minutes, ladies and gentlemen, to download the app. You can download the app right now. Every time somebody is downloading the app, you hear the bell ringing. We have a bell that rings every time somebody downloads the mobile app. And if you're downloading Spotify, please follow us there at Let's Talk About It Buffalo Podcast on Spotify. Make sure you get there, download the app, and you can listen to us 24/7, day in and day out. You can listen to this podcast in the daytime, at nighttime, whenever you do have time. You can listen to this podcast on Spotify. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Take care. God bless. Till the next podcast show, take care. God bless.